over everything with the NAR stuff. Is there like a link somewhere that kind of lists out where all the important stuff is that I could review?
Yes, we have like the best thing ever that Ritz
Okay,
helped put together. Ritz, where is that? That
It's on the hot links. I'm dropping the link uh on WhatsApp right now.
sweet. Yes, definitely read through all of this. And the two big takeaways to get is with the buyers, you have to negotiate your commission beforehand, which my opinion is 3%. Do with that what you want. Um, and then there's a new rep C where you can ask for commission, and I would just make that match whatever your buyer broker says. So if you said 3%, I would ask for 3% in your initial offer. You don't need to call agents and go back and forth or anything like that. Just go in asking. It's typically what I do.
cool. I just got an email from Lennar um, as well. So if anyone else has buyers that they want, to work with Lennar with, but apparently they said that they're offering like a $17,000 commission to buyer's agents if they can close before the end of September or something. I'm curious how that would play along with the new rules.
So you usually can't so you can always change your commission. So let's say you say 3% when you meet. You can always go down and accept less commission. It's really difficult to go up and justify to accept more commission and add an addendum to that. So what would 17,000 be? Yeah, so if the home is like 560,000, that's great because that's like 3%. If the home's like 450, then the most that you can get is what the buyer broker says, which is probably going to be that 3%. So then that would leave additional money that you would either negotiate off the list price or add in concessions for the buyers to use somehow towards their closing costs with the lender, a rate buy down, something else like that. So when sellers are willing to offer more, you should work to get that, but just a different way if you can't in your commission. You could also negotiate from the beginning a higher commission rate with the understanding that you would be okay accepting lower. For example, if you say in the buyer broker, when you get it signed, say 4%, and that's just to cover me if someone's willing to offer more and then try to get 3% off of everyone, you can do that. That seems a little harder to me. I know a couple agents were talking about that, but if I were a buyer, I'd be like, wait, you're going to make me sign something that says 4%, but then you're okay with 3%. Why can't we just put 3%? And why should you get 4 randomly? So I would just default to 3 and then um, use that extra money towards the buyer's closing costs or something. Get them a better deal.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, but go to that link that Ritz just sent because it has so much. There's like little cheat sheets on how to make an offer, what to do if you're the listing and you have weird offers that come in. Because I think it's easier now, but for like the first week it was weird and that might have confused everyone. So what does that look like? Kind of an idea. All right. Any other questions? Sarah, Amy, anything?
I'm just learning how to deal with action, like I had this buyer that I met at an open house. We found out we were in this, we saw each other at church on Sunday in the same stake and followed up with her. This was someone who said, "Oh, I have an agent, but we haven't signed anything." So I wasn't pushy or aggressive. And then, I reached out again and, told her she said, "Yeah, I want to see homes Tuesday. Let's go." So I talked to her about the buyer broker agreement being signed. And basically she said, "You know what? I've had a bad experience with an agent that was like a friend before. I want to keep you as a friend." So I respect that and I get that, but it's not the funnest thing to hear.
Yes. Will you have the resident expert on this call with you? Melissa had the same objection and she turned it into her first closed buyer.
Woohoo!
So I remember discussing this. Melissa, what did you end up saying? Do you remember?
I was basically, it kind of depends on how good of friends you are. I knew this girl pretty well, so I was just like, I totally understand that and I will completely respect it. But also, I don't remember exactly how I put it, but I was basically like, I think that's dumb. And I was like, I know that I'm good at this and I care about you more than anyone else will. So I'm really going to go to bat for you and I'm going to make sure that I know everything really well. Like, I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize our friendship because that means too much to me. And like, just keep that in mind. Like, I really want to work for you. And I was basically just like, you know me, you know my work ethic, you know that I would never like do anything to jeopardize the friendship. So I think that's dumb. And then she agreed. I think that for her, she told me, she's like, I just got nervous, because it's like you were kind of new and it's like this is such a big thing. And I think, I don't know, there was a lot more going on under the surface, but it kind of helped us to open up that conversation.
That's awesome. Good for you. It can be done.
Yes, and often I do think it's a smoke screen. There is something else going on because most times real estate is not going to cause you to not be friends. There's very few things that would happen where you wouldn't have their best interest. And so I don't know what everyone is worried about, if they're actually worried.
I guess
And
she had an experience before living in Vegas. Somebody in her stake was her realtor, and she didn't feel well represented by the realtor, but it got awkward because they were in the same, social circle.
Yep.
And that's what, she's had that experience. And at that point, years ago, she said, "I'm not going to do that again." So I think she wanted to work with me, but she remembered that experience. So
there's a few things that you can do. You can work on overcoming that and just say, you know what, we're friends. We're going to be friends no matter what, but I want to help you if it ever push comes to shove. Like, I'm okay not representing you and I can pass you on. The second thing that you can do is not try to overcome that at all and be like, I understand, but I would like to set you up with the best agent that I know. And then you get a referral fee for making a connection to someone. And it could even be someone on this call. And so then you just pick whoever you think would represent them the best. You can like help out as much as you want or not at all. And then you know that they're being taken care of. Yeah, and I like what Melissa was saying. Lean on the team. Let them know, oh, it's not just me that's representing you. And so like talk about me, talk about Jeanette, Ritz, like whoever else that you want to. There's a slew of agents that could show homes for you at any minute if I can't, all of that.
The other thing I did is when I first got her to come to the brokerage, I told Cameron, I was like, can you come and just like show your face so that she knows it's not just me? And I think that that was helpful for her just to see like, oh, okay, there really is like this team that she's working with. Here's a face of a person. You know, because the alternative is she's probably just going to find somebody random. So at the very least, maybe she would feel like Cameron saying like, you know, like you're showing her someone that is qualified and will have the best interests at heart.
Yep.
I like that. What are typical, she has some guy that she's been working with that she said was really top notch. So she might have somebody, but I think it's another way for me to put my foot in the door to help her. Because I politely respected her decision and I wasn't pushing back. And but what are typical referral fees?
Usually it's 25%. That's just kind of the industry norm. If I send you a lead that I've talked to and know will work, usually it's 25%. Now, I don't think it's bad to charge more than that if that person's going to do less, you know, like if you're like, I want to help, so I'll open doors whenever, I'll do this, I'll do whatever, like charge 35, 45, 50%, like that's not a weird thing. But if you're just going to pass the person and walk away, it's usually 25%.
Got it. Okay. Thanks.
And that is the norm everywhere in the nation. So if you're like, hey, I know a person in California, send them to an agent, 25% referral fee, done. You make money for knowing people. It's easy.
Good ideas. Thank you.
All right, Kate, today we have a lot of awesome going on. Dean here in a little bit is doing broker questions. If you ever want office hours with Dean, he's starting his first one today. He used to do this back in the day. He called it Stump the Chump. So if you ever have a hard question about anything, contracts, anything legal, bring it to Dean. He's going to do that every Tuesday at 10, I think. 9:30. I can't remember when he's doing it. Come in before team meeting. Then team meeting, we have a lot to go over, and then we have Lane coming in. If you do not know Lane, you're going to want to get to know him. He is like next level amazing, closes deals like crazy, and every time I hear him, I just want to be a better friends with him. So come see him, and then we have Taco Tuesday for Hispanic Heritage Month. So we got Taco Tuesday. I think a taco truck is coming. So hopefully it will stop raining, but otherwise I will see you guys all here at team meeting. Catch y'all soon.
Thanks, Cameron.
Bye.